Well, good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. We are so happy to have you with us today, and we're going to continue in our series of food storage meals. I'm always on the lookout for good recipes that have a lot of nutrition, that are not way expensive, and that we can use from the ingredients that we have in our level 1 food storage. And so I was perusing through the internet, looking at recipes and trying to think what other things I could come up with. And I happened upon the title of a recipe called Hawaiian Hayhstacks. Well, maybe some of you are familiar with that dish. I had never heard of it. So I clicked on it and read it, and I thought, this is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It would work great with food storage. And then I read further as the woman was explaining things. Evidently, it is a very famous Utah recipe. Well, what? I have lived half my life in Utah. I never had it growing up in Utah. I never had it anytime in Utah. I never heard of it. So maybe it's very famous, and I looked at several other recipes and everybody mentioned that this comes from Utah. So go figure. So it is a simple thing to put together, and it uses up whatever's in our refrigerator, and as well as a couple of basics. Now, I have the recipe all printed out for you, but it has long lists of possible ingredients. And don't fret, because you don't have to use all of these. There are 2 basic things that we have to have, well, 3. And then after that, it is whatever's in our refrigerator. And so this will be up on our recipes link on our homepage, our web page, and just click on recipes and it'll be right there. It is called food storage recipe, and this is recipe number 12. So it will be food storage recipe 12, or food storage meals 12. And when you download the document, it will have all 12 meals so far. If you've already downloaded and printed off some, you just select the one you want and print the page, and you can have the next page up. So there we have it. Now, the 3 basic things for this are chicken gravy with chicken chunks in it, rice, which I have right here, and then chow mein noodles. Chow mein noodles are really easy to keep on our level 1 food storage. We keep them in 2-quart jars, vacuum sealed, and then we have them whenever we need them. Those of you that have followed us at any length of time know that I really like to be efficient when using fuel resources. And so I make a large batch of rice and I put it in 3 containers, just like this one, which I keep in the refrigerator at all times so that I can have quick meals when I need them. So it makes use of one of these jars of our rice. Now, this would serve 3 of us, but Jim is still not eating solid foods. We hope in a couple of weeks that he's all back to normal, recuperating, but pretty much back to normal. So we'll see how this goes, but at least Jack, our grandson, and I can have a meal out of this a couple of times, probably. You have options when making the chicken gravy. Because this is a food storage meal, we always have redundancies in level 1. So we can either make the chicken gravy from scratch, we can make it using bouillon cubes, we can make it using this gravy mix. This is poultry gravy mix, or we can just buy it by the can and open what we need. Now, I have chosen to use chicken, and chicken is another alternative way that we can have it. We can use rotisserie chicken, we can cook a chicken breast and do it that way. We can use our home bottled chicken, which is what I'm doing today. I opened a pint of our chicken chunks. I poured the liquid into this pan, added some water up to what the recipe requires, and then it calls for 1/4 of a cup of this gravy, poultry gravy mix. So I'm going to go ahead and stir in that 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to just whisk it together so it will have a little bit of extra flavor, because I did put the liquid from the chicken in there. So I'm going to take this over to the stove. It makes about 1 1/4 cups, which is all we're going to need for today's meal. So I'm going to turn this into gravy, and then I'm going to add these chicken chunks right here, heat it up, and I'll be back when we're at that point. So So here is our gravy with the chicken in it. It's all done. So here's how this works. I just heated up the rice while we were waiting for the chicken, and it has this little tab that I can pull out to let the steam escape. So in case it forms a vacuum, I can get the vacuum off. But I lost one of those in the dishwasher for about 2 weeks and was thrilled when it finally turned up again. So be careful with those if you have them. So you put down a little bit of rice. Now I am going to go a little bit light. Working on my weight here. So I'm just going to take 3 small scoops. So that's what the rice looks like. And I'm going to then take a scoop of the gravy and put it over the top. And another one. And that's it. Then the fun starts. So we have all these, I love my dad's word for this, we have all these decorations and we can put on here whatever we want. So I'm going to put on a few little red peppers, and the recipe, here's a list that the recipe gives: pineapple chunks, green onions, sliced black olives, frozen peas thawed, toasted coconut flakes, oranges, chow mein noodles, slivered almonds, bell pepper strips, shredded cheese, tomatoes, celery, carrots, raisins or craisins, and whatever else you might want. So I'm also going to add some pineapple because you know this is Hawaiian. So I want some pineapple on that. And also a good contrast is oranges. And I love olives. And then here's some green onions. And kids, so they say, just love to build these. I'm going to, it calls for toasted coconut. I don't have any toasted coconut, but I do have some regular coconut. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on the top. And then for the last thing, we have the hay for the haystack. And these are the chow mein noodles. And we just put that over the top. Ooh, I got too many. Putting some back. And so this is what a Hawaiian haystack looks like. So easy, so versatile, so many, many different ways that you can make this work for your families, and such a great choice for a food storage meal. So I hope this works for you, and would you please let us know. Make it and then try it out with your family and come back and comment and let us know how it worked out for you and what your family thought, and any other things you thought to add to it as well. So thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you very soon for more videos.